President, I rise to speak in support of this motion acknowledging an important milestone for our state. 50 years since South Australia led the nation and finally decriminalised homosexuality. As an out and proud gay man, one of only two in this place, this is an opportunity for me to give thanks. Thanks to the brave activists who led the charge for equality and campaigned for years to make this happen, and the brave legislators that also made this reform possible. Without their vision and their leadership, I would not have had the remarkable opportunities that I've had in my life. Chief among them, the opportunity to live an out and proud, happy gay life. I acknowledge the Honourable Peter Duncan, whose private member's bill finally delivered this reform, and the Honourable Anne Levy, who introduced that bill into this very chamber 50 years ago. And also, of course, the Honourable Murray Hill, who attempted reform in this area with an unsuccessful private member's bill a few years prior. As has so often been the case here in South Australia, gay law reform has been a multi-party effort in our state. I've always believed, however, that while the Parliament makes the laws, it's the community that drives social change, and so it was with this reform. I salute those courageous activists who fought to advance gay rights at a time when it was so challenging to do so. Brave activists like Will Sargent, OAM, and I note that Will is here present in the gallery today, Dr David Hilliard, OAM, Dr Roger Knight, John Rewett. Gay men of my generation owe these leaders a huge debt for their work. It's easy, Mr President, when one looks at major social reforms in hindsight to consider that these changes might be inevitable. But the story of social change is that nothing is ever certain. It takes perseverance, courage, conviction and leadership to make change possible. I hope that this 50th anniversary gives today's activists hope and inspiration, and that they can draw strength from the courage of our LGBTI elders who fought for their rights half a century ago. The motion also rightly expresses its regret to those South Australians who were charged and convicted. Many gay men had their lives destroyed by homophobia and discrimination. They are owed an apology for what was done. The serious threat of criminal conviction and social ruin loomed large over the lives of gay men at that time. Indeed, when one considers this oppressive environment, the efforts of those activists back in the 1970s were even more extraordinary. These people risked a lot. Might I also say, Mr President, this milestone provides us with an opportunity to reflect on what else has been achieved on the road to equality in our state. We've seen major law reform in South Australia. Reforms like equal opportunity laws, anti-discrimination laws, same-sex parenting rights, innovations in HIV medication and the availability of things like PrEP, relationship registration, de facto relationship rights, same-sex marriage, the end of the gay panic defence and a ban on conversion practices. Many members of Parliament have played a role in delivering these reforms, and this chamber is well represented when it comes to activists in this area. I want to in particular acknowledge the leadership of the Honourable Ian Hunter, the first out gay man elected to this Parliament, and might I say, a giant of our movement, the Honourable Tammy Franks MLC for her work in this area, and the Honourable Michelle Lensink MLC, who has also been a strong advocate in this space within the Liberal Party. I also want to acknowledge the many leaders in our community who have fought for these changes over many years, people like the late Ian Purcell, and also those out and proud LGBTI voices in our state, like Greg Mackey. I also acknowledge historian Tim Reeves, who's done so much to document the voices and stories of our community over the years, and I note that Tim is present in the gallery today as well. I should note, Mr President, I've had the privilege of being on the Premier's committee to commemorate this occasion over the last year under the leadership of the Honourable Ian Hunter. It has been a real honour to participate in the multi-party committee and to be here for the reenactment that occurred last fortnight in recognition of 50 years since this law reform came into effect. This is a truly significant milestone for our state, and one that has been worthy of reflection and celebration within this Parliament. Of course, Mr President, we do still have work to do in order to deliver full equality for LGBTI South Australians, and I will continue to advocate for action on a human rights charter, further recognition of same-sex parents, and of course, strengthening our state's anti-discrimination laws. As a sprightly 41-year-old, I look forward to participating in the 100-year anniversary. But in the meantime, I'm proud to be here and queer today, and to have the chance to say a big thank you to those activists who fought to give people like me our fundamental human rights. Thank you, Mr. President. I commend the motion.